I get to choose. That's one of the best things. If you're in a paid job, there's parameters and you have to follow the parameters, whereas in volunteering, you get to choose actually what your heart wants to do, not what your head says you have to do. So for me, that's the difference. I think it's actually helped me see more of other people's lives. You can become quite closeted in your own life, doing what you need to do, whereas volunteering takes you outside of your own world and exposes you to a totally different perspective in life that you may not have even discovered. If I may say, I have a very strong personal faith in God. And I discovered through understanding who Jesus was, he gave his life for people and he cared for people and he wanted to help people. And I've derived my desire to help and support people from that foundation. And I think for most of my adult life, I have been volunteering, particularly the last 18 years. I was quite surprised, actually. I have never, ever made a written list. I've thought of it in my head, but it goes, here's my little list. And it just goes on and on and on. I currently volunteer with Prison Network and we visit the women's prison here in Melbourne, DPFC, Dame Phyllis Frost Centre, and it's the women's maximum security here in Melbourne. And along with that, some years back, I was an outreach worker for brothels with the Salvation Army. They're the two main ones, but I've also been a food services coordinator. I've been a barista, I've been a cook, I've been a waitress, I've been a point of sale operator. I've facilitated multiple women's support groups. I've been an overseas aid worker, having visited Uganda, Kenya, the Philippines, Nepal. One of them is a photographer for that organisation. I've initiated, planned and executed 4 major fundraising events and another program attached to a church outreach called Unshackled, and it basically was advocating for marginalised and trafficked women here in Melbourne. I think I would suggest that they start to look outside of themselves. It's very easy to get stuck in our own life and think, what can I do? What's going to benefit me? What's going to help me? But we've got a huge world and we have so much need. And if we can just offer one small aspect to help change someone's life for the better, great. So a bucket is large, I know, but if we consider ourselves as one drop in a bucket and there are multiple people who are putting in one drop, we could fill that bucket and we could fill the world, and I know it sounds simplistic, but we could fill the world with kindness and care and support and offer a view of a different avenue that people can actually embrace and step out of whatever it is that's holding them back, holding them down or pulling them back. I haven't faced barriers in looking for somewhere to volunteer. Most organisations are quite stringent on interviewing volunteers. So you do need to be honest, you need to be upfront, and you need to have an authentic desire to help people. It's not about benefiting you per se, it's about benefiting others. But having said that, I have hit a couple of barriers in these avenues of volunteering, particularly in the brothels. We've got a lot of women who have, it's so damaged in so many ways, various ages from 18 down to mid-60s still working as sex workers in brothels for various reasons. And sometimes they are so hurt if they see people like us coming as goody-goodies, they're quite hostile and they can be angry and aggressive at us. And that's the thing you've got to also remember. It's not you and it's not about you. It's what that person sees you representing to them, and you could be a threat. You do have to be careful, as I said. Organisations need to be very stringent in the people that they welcome to volunteer. It is not dissimilar to a paid employment. Because you're representing that organisation, you do need to represent their values and what they stand for. But you also need to make sure that whatever the background of the person is, which you might not quite understand or whatever, you can't judge. Because in volunteering, we're meant to come, I believe, with a non-judgmental heart. I would advocate that everybody give volunteering a go. Look around in your local area, whether it be a private organisation, whether it be a not-for-profit, whether it be government, whether it be council, whether it be the local neighbourhood, or whether you just want to do something yourself to enhance your neighbourhood. Think about it. Do it. Just think about how much you would appreciate it if someone did something or offered something to you.